here on the ragged edge of the Western world. From Big Sur to Carmel, along this scenic highway, a stunning mix of beauty and grit, offering one Big Sur prize after another. Towering redwoods, crashing waves, coastal mountains, the iconic Bixby Bridge. Today you'll dig deep and you'll deliver a big surge when it matters most. Get ready to start in 1 minute. Take a breath. Look around. Look to the runners to your right and to your left. You might be the one to push them. They might be the one to pull you. Runners, are you ready? Let's run this coast. We begin in 30 seconds. It's time, finally, for the 38th annual Big Sur International Marathon presented by Hoka. Runners, take your marks. Get set, and this is the start of the Big Sur International Marathon. Corral A is underway. B, your time draws near. Head on out to the course, runners, and remember, guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. Get into the air as you cross that start line. Smile pretty for the pictures. It's just liquid sunshine already. Hang in the beauty is the key message.
You're amazing for signing up. You're crazy, first of all, for signing up.
All right, guys, we're back for another race weekend. We're here in Monterey, California for the Big Sur International Marathon happening this Sunday. Today's Thursday, just got up here. As you can see behind me, we got the pub run today. So just to kick off to the weekend, we're just gonna do a fun run around somewhere. Hoka's here, Fleet Feet are here. So again, they're just doing some freebies, again, getting the racers ready for this weekend's Big Sur International Marathon here outside Monterey, Carmel, Big Sur, California. We're bringing it to you this weekend. All right, guys, here we are, Monterey, California. We're running the Big Sur International Marathon this weekend. So here at the Expo, gonna pick up our shirt, pick up our gear, pick up our bib, check out what they have to offer here. I just picked up my bib here, so here we are, just $9.99. So bib and the bus ticket. So I'm gonna be picked up. Everybody has to get a bus to go to the start line. So I'm gonna pick mine up at the mall. All right, so here's where we're gonna start tomorrow or on Sunday. Just go to the Big Sur station, and it's point to point. So we're gonna be going all the way up to Carmel, and that's where we're gonna finish, Carmel. So point to point race. Last year it wasn't like that. Last year they had a landslide, and they had to turn everybody around at 13.1 and then run back. So this one's a point to point race. So it's gonna be awesome this year. All right, heading downstairs, we're gonna pick up the shirts, see the exhibitor hall, and then check out the merch section. So here we go. I don't know what's here, so I'm just gonna walk around and then I'll take a look and see specifically which areas I want to see. Got the bag and the shirt, so here we go. Obviously the shirt's in the bag, so we'll get out later. But just gonna go back in now, check out the merch before it sells out, and then look around and see if there's anything else worth buying for this weekend. Again, Big Sur International Marathon, California.
Do you want this? Do you need it?
So just got done finishing up here at the Expo. So just got everything I needed, my shirt, my bib. Got some merchandise. So I'm gonna come back later on. I'm gonna put down the bag and all these bags and so forth, and then just start showing around, taking some video clips and so forth. So super busy here, so it's gonna be a good time on Sunday.
Do you feel anything? I think that you should have it. Are you gonna buy it? Oh, you should try it. Try it. Try it. Try it. Try it. Try it. I think that you should have it. I think that you should have it. I think that you should have it. Okay.
All right, day 3 here in Monterey, California. Saturday morning, we're gonna head over to the conference center area. We're gonna meet up and do a group run this morning, so shakeout run. So it's gonna be cool. I got some, I think they're gonna give away free t-shirts to the first 400 people there, and then a chance to demo their shoes. So again, you gotta be the first ones to be there to get that. So there's only a few pairs. So we'll see if we can get one of those pairs to demo, get the free t-shirt, and then go for the shakeout run with a bunch of people here. So again, getting ready for tomorrow. Big Sur International Marathon here, Monterey, California.
Our International Marathon presented by our very good friends at Hoka. We are getting ourselves ready for a good old-fashioned pre-race shakeout this morning on a beautiful, beautiful morning. Temperatures in the low 50s. Might be spitting a little bit of some raindrops here and there, but we're going to have ourselves a fantastic day this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Well over 1,000 of you have registered for this pre-race shakeout run. Expecting anywhere from 600 to 800 of you to show up and party with us this morning. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. A beautiful morning.
Extra large?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Size 12 in the kilo.
There we go. You tried them at Fly Lab yesterday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm
Now you're
on the
gonna
road
get a little
now.
road run now.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you. I'll be right back.
So is this like
All right, gonna try on a pair of their demo shoes here. It's gonna be cool. All right, sporting a free t-shirt here. I got the shoes on. All right, so just getting ready. 25 more minutes until we start the run, and we'll take you around for the run with us.
Leading this shakeout run, Sage Kennedy, one of our legendary athletes in the back. Huge round of applause for him. Wave your hand, Sage, in the back with the selfie stick. You're going to be on his vlog most likely. You better say hi, all right? Now let's chat about the routes, all right? Sage is leading it out. We're going to head out of Portola. We're going to bang a left. We're going to head on the bike path. There's going to be a turnaround point for the blue Hoka Zone, all right? It's about 3-ish miles, maybe just under 3 miles when you head out and come on back here, all right? We good on the route? Say yay. Awesome, I love it. Okay, before we go, all right, we've got a photographer up on the balcony. If you want to be in this epic group photo, get inside the circle, all right? And if you've got airdrop, open up your airdrop to public. We're going to see if we can airdrop a group photo, but we'll also have an official one later. World record airdrop, maybe? Perchance? Sage Kennedy, lead these runners out of here. Go get a nice shakeout. We'll see you about coffee and donuts, y'all.
Once again, Jordan Ray. If Jordan Ray is here, stick around or come see me.
Just completed a shakeout run. Awesome. So, unfortunately, time to turn in the shoes. Not too bad. All right, for the shoes, not too bad. So super bouncy, super springy. Nice ride. Just the shoelaces just kept on coming untied. Had to stop and tie the shoelaces. So, not like the Nike Vapors where they got the little rigid shoestrings. So, other than that, nice ride. The CeeLo version 2. So again, nice. Definitely consider buying a pair of these. So not too bad. Cool demo. All right, gonna head back now to the hotel. Stop by Fleet Feet, pick up some other free stuff. So good run this morning. Fun time. Cool products. Lots of people. Cool event. So just building up for tomorrow's big race, which is gonna be so awesome. Just got done at Fleet Feet, so they just Hoka sponsoring coffee and donuts after the shakeout run this morning. So stopped by, got some of those, checked out some of their stuff, checked out their store. So gonna head back now and get ready for the day, and then tomorrow's the marathon. This is finishing up day 3 here in Monterey, California. Fisherman's Wharf right behind me there. So heading back now, calling it a day, getting to bed early. Got to run 26.2 miles tomorrow. So successful day. Got up early, got the shakeout run done. Went back to the Expo, and then went out to the Bixby Bridge. Get a few more pictures. It was sunny out this morning, so I got some more pictures out there. So, but just getting ready, going back, getting ready for tomorrow. So, and then after that, we'll take it all in, take out the rest of Monterey, California has to offer. So we don't have to worry about running 26.2 after tomorrow. So we'll get that done, and we'll have another day here in Monterey, do some sightseeing, try some food, have a good time before we have to go back to Tampa, Florida. So we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. We'll see you bright and early. Well, early tomorrow again. Won't be bright. Might be rainy. So I think right now the forecast is calling for rain majority of the morning. I think less than 50%. Up to like 12, 1 o'clock. But again, as I've seen in the last 3 days, the weather changes a lot around here. So you never know until we get up tomorrow and see what happens. So, all right, heading back down Main Street here, past the conference center, back to the hotel. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Just got to the mall here where we're picking up the buses. So we're gonna jump on one of these buses, and then we're gonna head over to Corral, Start Village, down in Big Sur Station. And then we're gonna wait there for a long time, then we're gonna start. Lots of buses, lines back there. Looks like we're gonna be getting on pretty soon now. I will see you in the Big Sur station.
Corral this way. Nice. Welcome to the land of Oz. Hey group.
Alright, just arrived here to Start Village. So, Corral A area. And, it's misting out now, so hit the restrooms. Hit the restrooms and then get ready.
I'm not working Sundays on school weekends. I saw, because he had a couple, he doesn't mind when he goes to game. When he was wearing like the portrait or something like that, he had that shirt, and I was like,
Alright, we're just about to start the 2025 Big Sur International Marathon. A little bit of crappy weather, but that's alright. Hopefully it stops. And we're already get to Carmel and it'll be good.
It's very important to say, how are you? How are you doing? You will see now when you run the north. You're a little bit slower than you'll be. The last thing I'd like to have you do is I've run this race before myself too, but before you get started, I want you to leave with you this. Enjoy the run. Don't focus on reading your personal best. Take in the scenery, take pictures, have a ton of fun. And that's finished. You can always see it personal. You always do a personal best at the next one. So let me do this race in front of you. There's nothing like it. Have a fantastic race and best luck to you all.
Thank you, Neil. Take in the beauty is the key message. Think big here on the ragged edge of the Western world. From Big Sur to Carmel, along this scenic highway, a stunning mix of beauty and grit, offering one Big Sur prize after another. Towering redwoods, crashing waves, coastal mountains, the iconic Bixby Bridge. Today you'll dig deep and you'll deliver a big surge when it matters most. Get ready to start in 1 minute. Take a breath. Look around. Look to the runners to your right and to your left. You might be the one to push them. They might be the one to pull you. Runners, are you ready? Let's run this coast. We begin in 30 seconds. It's time, finally, for the 38th annual Big Sur International Marathon presented by Hoka. Runners, take your marks. Get set, and this is the start of the Big Sur International Marathon. Corral A is underway. B, your time draws near. Head on out to the course, runners, and remember, guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. Hands in the air as you cross that start line. Smile pretty for the pictures. It's just liquid sunshine out there, baby. I'll catch you. You better run when you hear that. I said, run when you hear that. I said, you better run. I said, run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. You better run. I said, run when you hear that. Run when you hear that.
yellow line. Left at the yellow line.
Still got a long way though. At the highest point, starting to rain more now. And there, Bixby Bridge, about a mile away. So we're gonna cross that a little bit. Up on the Bixby Bridge, halfway there.
of you. You get to run at Big Sur today. This is amazing. You're amazing for signing up. You're crazy, first of all, for signing up. I can't do what you're doing. You are amazing.
running out of steam here. Got less than a mile. We're gonna finish it. We're gonna go up this hill. We're gonna walk though. Almost there. So can't wait. All right, let's get this done. Just 2/10 of a mile away. I hear him. Let's finish this. Holy crap, I'm tired. Let's do this.
Marathon presented by Hoka. Welcoming back some more finishers like Marshall God of Dallas, Sinay Wagon from Denmark, and from the Cambridge Running Club, asking for some help from the crowd. Cambridge is one of my favorite places in the world. It's absolutely wonderful.
You're biased. You're from Boston.
Yeah, so cute. Like your old girlfriend. Throwing those hands up.
Look at this. I mean, we are 3 and 4 deep in places with our support crew here. These spectators are out. They're here for the runners. They're cheering for each one of the fast riders.
Oh my God, is your arm not hurt?
Thanks to all our supporters.
Alright, there's the unique Big Sur medallion. That's awesome, like clay. Really, really cool. Just finished a little while ago, so just got through the finish shoot, picked up my goodie bags and so forth, my little medallion there. You see that unique medallion made out of, I think, like a clay or some type of pottery stuff, but very unique, tied to the Big Sur International Marathon. So tough course, coming from flat Florida to the hills, the Pacific, the mountains. So I think I did it okay. I think I took it like a champ. Got tired towards the end, but that's expected. Finished, I think, just under 4:30, right around 4:30. So not too bad. So, especially not having any training except for the last week, where I got to get maybe like 23 miles in. Other than that, I haven't had any training since New York Half Marathon, and that was only for 13 miles. So I think I did all right. I survived. So just freezing now. So weather started out nice and cold, but now that I'm getting settled down, my body's starting to get cold. So we're gonna hit to the bus pretty soon. But just a good race there. Course was awesome, very scenic. Second half, tough. Not as scenic as the first half. I wish it was better weather on the first half, but that's all right. Second half was better weather, but just not as scenic. So, all right. We'll wrap up pretty soon here from the finish village.
Wonder Woman from Baltimore, Maryland.
All right, just gonna take you around the finish area here.
Time of 6:22:07.
Finish village.
Competing in the Boston Marathon just 6 days ago. Wow, congratulations. Second place for the females, Heather Morgan from Avon, Colorado with a time of 6:20. Congratulations.
All right, pretty packed in there. Plus there's nothing for me to do right now, so I'm just gonna go back. I'm freezing, so I'm gonna find my return shuttle bus and then head back to the hotel, where I'm gonna get ready for another day. Take it easy. Probably get a pizza or something, I don't know. So, all right, signing off. Monterey, California for the Big Sur International Marathon 2025. Something different, bucket list marathon. I got it under 4 hours, 30 minutes, so super happy.